Y'all know what you here for. Let's get to that sports talk. I appreciate y'all for tuning back in to Lace 'em Up Sports Talk Show. Another show, another day of another show. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. We got some NFC East. We got some NFC East not rumors, NFC East breaking news. You know what I'm saying? Like the Cowboys have traded for Patriots quarterback Joe Milton III, 7th-round draft pick. For a 7th-round draft pick, and I think the Cowboys gave up a 5th to the Patriots. They gave up a 5th, and they get Joe Milton in the 3rd and a 7th-round draft pick. Joe Milton, an underrated quarterback. I ain't gonna cap. The man is a decent thrower. He definitely sure got accuracy. You feel me? This is an underrated signing by the Cowboys. I ain't gonna lie. Let's talk about it, because Dak Prescott, he's been injured all over the place, and I can honestly see Joe Milton getting some snaps behind. I just don't want it to be a waste of time like how it was with Trey Lance. Y'all bring in Trey Lance, ain't give that nigga a chance, not one chance. Cooper Rush, he's gone, he left, so they got to bring in some QB, the good backup. And there was a lot of teams interested. It's not like this was the only team interested in Joe Milton. It was a many other teams that were interested in Joe Milton. I think the Eagles were one of them. Let's go BR Gridiron right quick. BR Gridiron, because it's on there, so y'all can see what I'm talking about. So, boom. And we're gonna go through it. We're gonna talk about all this stuff. We're gonna stay on Commanders topic, because this is a Commanders channel. I ain't gonna lie, this is a Commanders channel. But we're gonna go through it. We have some news out there, some breaking news out there. And Joe Milton. But teams on my phone that were interested in Raiders, Eagles, Giants, Steelers, and Cowboys, which I understand. Cowboys have an aging Dak Prescott. They just do. They got an aging Dak Prescott. They need to have a young quarterback to sit behind Dak Prescott. I think this situation would be different for them instead with Trey Lance. I feel like that was a waste of time, and I think Trey Lance is about to go to the UFL or whatever other team across seas and play quarterback, because the man has been somewhat of a bust. I think third round pick. San Francisco gave up 2 first-rounders or 3 first-rounders to go up and get him, and it was just bad. He was in the Cowboys. I don't think the Cowboys gave somewhat of a shot in the preseason. I don't know. But he really didn't get a real shot at being the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. And I think Joe Milton would do differently. That's why a lot of teams weren't interested in him. Got a hell of an arm. He do. What does this have to do with us? I'm okay with it. Joe Milton, not JD5. Joe Milton, not JD5. But here it goes. Teams that were interested in Joe Milton trade: Raiders, Eagles, Giants, Steelers, and Cowboys. Steelers looking for a quarterback. We don't know what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. We don't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to the Steelers or is this nigga going to retire. You choose what you want to do, but we tired of hearing about Aaron Rodgers. I think he's done. He's 80 years fucking old. As soon as Tom Brady left, that whole era's done. That's it. When Tom Brady retired, we did not care about you, Aaron Rodgers, in that era. It was Tom Brady era. You were in Tom Brady's era. You had many chances to have many Super Bowls, and you only got one to show of it. Yes, I'm not going to do him dirty. I think 3-4-time MVP. So put up them numbers, but I don't think he's a competent quarterback in the league anymore. The defensive pass rushers are getting better and better. So you need guys like this who can get out the pocket. And Joe Milton, we're going to look at some of the plays what Joe Milton did when he did get on the field for the Patriots, and was some spectacular plays he was making. I'm not going to lie. The man has a cannon of an arm. If you know the pro day, you know the pro day. The man has a cannon of an arm. I think he threw 90 yards in his pro day. Cowboys QB room consists of Dak Prescott, Joe Milton, and Will Grier. Like, they had to get somebody with Cooper Rush leaving. Like I said, none of these quarterbacks scare me. Joe Milton, we're going to see if Joe Milton does what he does, because I do predict him taking Dak's spot. few weeks. Some of the things going on throughout the day and the week, we're gonna go through it fast, and then we're gonna get to some Commanders talk, as in why Joe Milton could be a problem for us or may not be a problem for us. We're gonna go through some plays, but Cowboys get a 7th-round pick. Cowboys get a 7th-round pick, and then the Cowboys give up a 5th-round pick and goes to the Patriots. And it seemed like Joe Milton got a lot of promise. It's just Drake May standing in his way, and it's like y'all got 2 young quarterbacks. You don't need Joe Milton. You don't need him because you think Drake May is y'all future. But Joe Milton is a young talent. He needs to come up off that team because there's a lot of other teams that need young quarterbacks. And this one could be a steal for the Dallas Cowboys. And they had better offers. They said that the other offers that they had were better than what the Cowboys were giving up. So, but Joe Milton, he wanted to be a Cowboy. He wanted to go to that team. So, the NFC East quarterbacks really consist of Dak Prescott, Joe Milton, JD5, Jalen Hurts, and whoever the Giants put at quarterback between Russ, Jameis Winston, and or potentially Shador Sanders. Who knows where they're going to go? But Geno Smith consistently gets paid for not winning. I'm not gonna lie, Geno Smith. I'd like to see one of our black men going rob the NFL. You feel me? Because Geno, yes, he got the yards, he got the stats, but when it comes down to it, the man's a turnover machine. I don't like Geno, respectfully, but I know some people out there might give Geno his respect. He did. The way his career started looked like it's gonna be way shorter than what it's gonna be. Did revive itself and making some playoff appearances with the Seahawks and putting up numbers. Some crazy stats, some crazy numbers. Like I said, the numbers are there. You're looking at the stats. You a PFF guy, per football focus guy. You a stats guy. Go look at the stats. Geno does have some good stats, but when it comes down to it, if you know Geno was on as your QB1, I'm sorry, you know it's gonna be a bad joint. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let me check my audio, see if we. Yo. Yeah, we good. Tell me if the music is annoying too, but I appreciate y'all for tuning in today. $85 million, he gets $66 million guaranteed, so the man gets richer. I think this will probably be his last go south. Pete Carroll, that he's gone, he's going to be gone, and Geno, he's going to be gone probably for good unless he's going to be a backup somewhere. It's signed for a measly mill. This is a good contract for him, and quarterbacks are getting paid. Money's going up. Catch space is going up this year, and every year has been going up, and up. Some guys like Geno are making more than Tom Brady in his career. It makes no sense. That's the way the cap was. It's just how it was. Money was different back then than what it is now. Value and shit has gone up tremendously. Trey McBride has become the highest paid tight end in the NFL history, signing a 4-year, $76 million extension. Trey McBride making some big dog plays. I'm not going to lie. He definitely deserved the bag he got. Maybe we start talking about Brock Bowers, guy from the Raiders, Brock Bowers. Maybe he's going to get a bag coming up soon. Still guys like George Kittle in the league, one of the best top blocking tight ends there is in the NFL, all that type of stuff. So back to Joe Milton. Let's search Joe Milton. Joe Milton highlights. Let's see what our guy Joe Milton is doing on some nice shit.
DJ Stroud too, and I guess the rest is history. Milton running for his life, all kinds of flags, all kinds of activity. Milton fires to the end zone, and it is caught. Douglas, Bryce Young.
Bro, the man is floating out there, chat. Dak could never do that.
Oh, man.
Dak is a walking, talking statue at this point. You're showing some in that, and look. You guys look at your bad plays as in your good plays too. Sorry, if this is lagging. You gotta look at some of your bad plays as much as we gotta look at your good plays, though. Someone got that dog in them.
The Drizzy put on.
I mean, it's one play, but let's see some more. Let's see some more. Look pretty nice, bro. Pretty poised too. And the thing like JD, and I'm not comparing him to JD. They go in and start orchestrating shit as they going out the pocket. So hey, look, you go there and block. You go there and block. You go there and pass a play. Complete a pass. You go over here. You know what I'm saying? Like as he's running, he's gonna still try to pass that motherfucker. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what Joe Milton. I'm seeing out of Joe Milton. Accuracy problems, maybe there with the power in his arm, he can overthrow a guy a lot, maybe. But you can get accuracy to build up. Thing is, the reason why we have to talk about this is because this is the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. We still got to verse them twice a year. Just like with Russell Wilson, might probably have to verse him twice a year. Just like with Jalen Hurts got verse him twice a year. The tush push ban, it has all dealing with us because we actually go against that shit. We actually have to go against the Eagles 3 times a year. For real, for real. Dak Prescott wish he could do a backflip. Like I said, he I ain't gonna lie. What I'm seeing
why it's just Joe, because they've had mistakes.
The man might be nice for real. The nigga might be nice. And this is at the end, basically at the end of the season, so he really didn't get his shot like he was getting for real. Because Drake May was out there most of the year. And I feel like it's gonna come back and haunt the Patriots. I'm telling you. But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised from this in Vrabel because Vrabel had they had another quarter. I think his name was Willis or something like that. And he got rid of him. Like he do not like running quarterbacks. He does not like them. For some reason, he does not like typical. And not saying Drake May don't got wheels because Drake May can take out the pocket at some point. But he don't like his typical quarterback. His athletic quarterback. He does not like the athletic. Some with him because played on the Patriots, won some Super Bowls with the Patriots, all that other stuff. Who knows? But Joe Milton definitely looks dynamic. And like I said, better than Dak Prescott. Just in this whole tape, I'm telling you, this is better than Dak Prescott. You probably should start this nigga week 1. That ship is going and sailed. But if it gets to your backup quarterback and it gets to Dak Prescott, we know the season that the Cowboys are probably going to have. If it starts to get to Joe Milton is playing, we know your team is bad. We know out the gate y'all niggas are at. I feel it. This is my prediction. Hear me now. Giants will be better than the Dallas Cowboys this year. I think the Dallas Cowboys will be the worst team in the NFC East. It's us and the Eagles duking it out, and then you got the Giants over the Cowboys. think they'd be last in the division. I think it'll be the last year of Dak Prescott, and I think they will be moving on to Joe Milton as their starting quarterback.
Young Texans.
For a touchdown. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, more news, because we got the trade or whatnot all done with. Typical trade. Dallas Cowboys looking for a young quarterback behind Dak Prescott, which I think the Dallas Cowboys, no matter who you put out there, don't know who they have their eye on as in first rounders. I hope they don't get Ashton Genty. I hope they don't get Matthew Golden. I hope they don't get no type of weapon. Nothing that's gonna do nothing this year. Maybe they get another quarterback in Jackson Dart, put him at third string. Maybe they do some dumb shit. But Joe Milton is now a Dallas Cowboy. Really didn't cost them nothing, a 5th round pick. But think about this. They got Joe Milton for a 5th round pick, and we got Debo for a 5th round pick. That's the difference between your GM and my GM. And that's the facts. Let me check the my fault gang on the Instagram chat. Shout out to everybody in the Instagram chat too. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Okay, Marshawn Lattimore. Seems that Marshawn Lattimore is switching his number, chat. Back to his Ohio State days. So back to single digits. Marshawn Lattimore is now wearing number 2. Cornerback Marshawn Lattimore will be donning a new number in 2025, and he's going to back to his college roots, back to his Ohio State days in his prime. Hopefully he can get back to his prime. Our ass was getting cooked in the playoffs. Who saw? Those times are over with right now. Yes, it still sits in the back of our mind on how the playoffs went down, how AJ Brown was cooking this nigga. Yes. Over and over again, it repeats of what we could have done as a team to help our guy JD, because the damn sure won't his fault in the NFC Championship. If you was watching that game, you know it was a turnover after turnover fest. Cornerback, okay, Lattimore, who wore number 23 in his first season with the Commanders in 2024. You know, I think 23 has always been his little number that's been in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Lattimore always wore like the 23 for real. Will be wearing the number 2 jersey, the same number he wore at Ohio State for his 9th NFL season. I think he going back in prime mode. I think Lattimore finna dig into another because they speaking on my name. You know what I'm saying? Like he on like I'm trying to get another contract for real. I'm trying to lock niggas down. So I'm hoping we get a motivated Lattimore. We get a motivated Debo. JD5, you know what they gonna do. You know what he gonna do. And then we add, say, a corner or a defensive end in the first round. We're gonna be nice, bro. We're gonna be nice. So yes, he will be changing his number. And Marshawn Lattimore. The jersey number has sentimental value for Lattimore. It was the same number he wore playing at Glenville High School in Cleveland, Ohio, as a cornerback wide receiver. He was one of the 6 finalists for the U.S. Army Player of the Year award during his senior year, helping his team get a 14-2 record and advance to the OHSAA Division II state championship. So he been wearing number 2 back since he was in high school, chat. So even in high school, Lattimore was wearing number 2. So this is the number that means a lot to him. So downplay this. You can downplay it, but I think Lattimore is probably touching in like, bro, I'm motivated. I'm still a lockdown defender. I'm going to listen to my coach. You know what I'm saying? When he got traded, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of like maybe a little bit of a distance there between Lattimore and maybe the team around him. I'm not sure. You feel me? Like, because they wanted to help him with Mike Evans. He wanted to travel with Mike Evans, and Mike Evans cooked the all-out burnt shit out of Marshawn Lattimore that day. Yes, we still got the dub. Yes, the next game, Lattimore played really well against the number 1 seed in Detroit Lions, who had everybody healthy on offense. Because I know a lot of people go back to that and be like, oh, they had a lot of injuries. Yes, they had a lot of injuries on defense. Yes, it counts into the I think 45 points that we had against them. But they still had their offense out there, and our defense played really well. Got some turnovers here and there. Singer still, Jeremy Chin at the end, here and there. Some big plays made by the defense. That pick 6 by Quan Martin. Definitely can't forget about that. So hopefully DB stepping into the year 2, year 3 role with us, man, they really start to burst out. Commanders quarterback Marshawn Lattimore, he wore number 23 in his first season. With Washington, will switch back to number 2, the same number he wore at Ohio State. So, hey, look, I hope Lattimore can he can really bounce back, have a big, really bounce back season for us, and lock down some people. Really not much more news for real. But Commanders looking to extend Terry. We need that, bro. We need that. NFL rule changes. They're switching the overtime rules from the playoffs to the regular season. Tush push. The tush push might get banned. 16 teams have voted against it. A lot going on this week and this month, but some of the big ones just to go through before we somewhat in stream here. We're not gonna make one of these streams where I'm just sitting here. I don't know what to talk about. It really hasn't been no crazy news. The Warriors and the Lakers play at 8 p.m. I'm locked in. You see Bron James in the background back there, chat. You see my guy Bron James back there in the background. We ready for whatever tonight against the Golden State Warriors and Steph Curry. Not playing with him. So some NBA games going on. Football is really not. It might hype come back and hype up during the NFL draft. What position should we draft in the NFL draft? Should we get a corner? Should we get a running back? Maybe Brian Robinson. We don't know what our office is thinking. We just fans sitting at home. I'm just the man talking about it, giving my reaction. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in to this reaction, to this video, and us talking about some of the Washington Commanders news going forward, because man, it's getting busy. It's getting busy. That football hype is gonna come up. I promise y'all some more trivia coming up, some more destinations. Check out Fanatics Fest video. I will start re-promoting, reposting those up until we go to the Fanatics Fest again, as we'll be probably getting to meet actually Jaden Daniels, bro. So tune into that long form video starting June 20th to 23rd. But not that much crazy news. Draft coming up. A lot of going on. Tush push ban. Will it happen? I want it to happen. I need it to happen. People don't have to go up against the Eagles as much as we got to go up against them. I know we were one of the 16 teams who voted against it. Like I said, I had San Francisco voted against it. I already know. San Francisco voted against it. The Cowboys, us, Giants. That's a lot. In Green Bay, I already put the proposal in. So I already know that's guaranteed 5. The other, say, so-called 16 other 16 of them, or 10 of them, 11 of them, how you want to put it. I don't know what teams they are, but that'd be interesting if they come out and said it. I think the Steelers, I see Mike Tomlin talk about it a little bit, but it's a lot to what has happened throughout the off season, downtime in the off season. Not much going on, but it's gonna get hot. I promise you, it's gonna get hot. and NFL draft is coming up. You know, that's an exciting time when you finally sit down and actually watch something going on with football, going on with the draft, going on with some Washington news, and promise y'all them videos gonna be coming soon. Us going back up to the stadium every home game, away game, and appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, and appreciate y'all for even listening to y'all boy Lace M Up Sports Talk Show. Y'all stay tuned in. Lattimore switches his number to number 2. He's prime time now. He's prime time number 2. He wore this in high school when he won the state champ, or when they went to the state championship. He wore this at Ohio State. So he's wearing it with number 2 now. He thinks this is a new dawn of him and a new time in his career that he really want to lock in on. And I think Lattimore will have a magnificent year going up. He can teach a lot of the young guys some techniques. I'm telling you, he can. Not comparing him to Darius Slay, but he could be a catalyst for us in the DB room, bro. So I'm really hoping bro can actually bounce back in a big way and be somewhat, yes, still be that lockdown quarter, be a good defender, but also be a captain for our DB group and progress them in a different way. You feel me? And then, man, if we have the DBs right, we got Kinlaw, we get that D line right. Maybe we draft Mike Green. O line, we got Tunsil. We could be looking really dangerous. And say they get rid of that tush push. Maybe they get back to it and get rid of that tush push. Man, things could be looking good for me, bro. Things could be looking good for our team, bro. We have signed another DN. We signed a lot of DNs. This is when we're going to start signing random people, and then they're going to do roster cuts. It goes up to like 73-man roster, and then goes down to 52 or 53 when the season starts. So a lot of these names that you don't know about, we got to try them out. See something there, see something here. We actually get something going. Maybe we sign some of these guys on expectedly to the team or to the practice squad, and they actually start making plays for us. But DNTJ, I don't even want to say his last name. But welcome to the Commanders. Posting a photo from last year's OTAs. We destroyed the Panthers. Did we not destroy the Panthers? Did we not destroy them? Ooh, wait. But look, I told Panthers fans I can't even talk shit because we've been there before. Gabe Taylor, Sean Taylor's younger brother, showed out at his pro day, ran a 4.3 40-yard dash. Future Commander following a late great Sean Taylor footsteps.
Finish.
Bro, if we can get Sean Taylor's son, we owe it, bro. That's fire, bro.
A person that's gonna come in.
Good break. Get money. Get money. Get money. Get money. Finish.
Oh, yeah.
And what kind of player do they get with you? It's a diamond in the rough. A person that's gonna come and compete. I don't care about being a superstar off the rip. I know my role. So the best role player I can be.
What does that mean to you to follow in Sean's footsteps?
It's a blessing, God. It's just the one that God gave me and his favor. He never failed me. I'm just doing my thing. A lot of comparisons with him, but if that's the only comparison I got, then it's okay, But I do my best I can.
Good kid, got a good head above his shoulders. So, hey, that's Sean Taylor's son, bro. Sean Taylor's son. That's kind of crazy. If we can sign him, he gonna have something off his shoulders. Pick one, option A or option B. Ooh, them helmets on option B. I ain't gonna lie. I think kind of look better than the option A. Like the option A is a throwback. Why can't we just have both? You feel me? I gotta have both, but I'm gonna go with, and I'm rocking it. I'm rocking the white Sean Taylor joint on that right side, on my right option B. and it says Commander to me. The left one say Redskins / Commanders. And so that's what's getting me off. So I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go with helmet. I'm gonna go with helmet A. I think that helmet A looks sweet. That helmet B is definitely it's a hard one. It's a hard one. Y'all tell me which one y'all would pick. The 2025 West Commander season was epic. Yeah, man. So epic, bro. So epic. So epic. Sean Taylor, happy birthday to Sean Taylor. 21. I think they say he'll be 40. He will be 42 or 45, something right there in that range of his birthday. Curtis Samuel was such a random Washington player, bro. He had one like Heineke play, and that shit was it. Bro was injury prone. I can't wait till minicamp. I'll be at the minicamp too. And I know them tickets gonna go fast. Them little free tickets, I know they're gonna go fast. But that's some of the news from today. Main thing being Joe Milton is now a Dallas Cowboy and could potentially be the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys to go forward in the future. As a Commander fan, are you worried about this? Who gives a damn? He doesn't scare it. He doesn't scare us. Very underrated player. You know what I'm saying? Give him his respect. To me, I'm gonna give him his respect. The tape I've been watching, tape that I've been seeing. When I did see him, we actually played them preseason, I'm pretty sure. And I actually went there to the preseason game of us playing them in the preseason. And Joe Milton was kind of he had a lot of buzz. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot of buzz. And maybe I can bring that back, the videos somewhat back. But that's some of the news, some of the big news of today. Joe Milton, definitely an underrated player who can make a lot of plays. And Dak Prescott is starting to get old. It's time to probably start to move on from him if he has another bad year or another injury, because he's missed a lot of games the last 2 years for real. So Cowboys trade for Joe Milton, give up a 5th round pick. What we gave up for Deebo Samuel, and they get a 7th round pick. And Patriots weren't going to use him anyway. Mike Vrabel has his quarterback in Drake May and feels like they're going to turn things around with their defense and use their player they have on offense as in a Bill Belichick way, because they still having no key big weapons on that field. I don't know what they're drafting in the 1st round. Probably is going to be a weapon for Drake May. So they get a 5th round pick to go up from a 7th round pick. The Cowboys, they get the 7th, they get Joe Milton. So that's about it. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Slow day today. Usually we got more people on. We more active. But hey, look, I'm on here no matter what. I just like to do this for fun. I like to talk sports. What is like a man who don't like to talk sports? I like to talk sports. I like to get down with y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in today. What's live on today's live, and I'd like to see y'all tomorrow, next day, and you on here after the stream goes off and you just watch and you comment in the comment section. I will still respond to you in the comment section. So hit that comment in the comment section, even if you come in late and the stream is off and you didn't get on here. But how do you feel about Joe Milton? That's all I want to hear. And I'll respond to you in the comment section. I appreciate y'all for tuning in today. I appreciate y'all.